SMS as well on the 41851. It's time for us to get into Algoa. You want to find out more about Algoa Cares? Go to algoafm.co.za. Lelet, who's in the studio from Abantu Development Agency. Good afternoon and welcome.
Thank you. Hello.
Finally here. Finally
yes, here.
Yes, it's good. I know that it's been a while, but let's talk about Abantu Development Agency. When did it start?
Abantu Development Agency started actively working long before it was actually registered. It was registered only last year, but even before then we'd been working in communities and trying to change the space in the previously disadvantaged areas and the peri-urban areas of Nelson Mandela Bay, and hopefully we'll go wider into the Eastern Cape.
Have you seen a change with the work? Have you seen like a response? Because it's not just previously disadvantaged people, also people who are able to move around need to play a part. Have you seen a difference in attitudes?
Definitely. You know, with what we loosely term the township schools, because that's where we thought it's best to start. Because when you work with the younger people, you are assured of a better future. So we thought that's a better place to start, and primary school level at that. And so you definitely see a change of attitude and excitement. That's way different to what you usually experience, where children are lackluster and they're not excited to do anything else. They don't care about the environment. They don't care about anything else, but I just want to be a teacher or a doctor. We're opening them up to new possibilities and new exciting careers. Is
it a case of the way that the world is changing, or do you feel that maybe it's the people around them? Because a lot of the information that you're sharing with them, children have been exposed to this but haven't really reacted. Do you feel that it's because you're now directing it to them that you're getting a reaction?
I definitely think so. It is really, really important to not just put information before them, but to be the information in front of them.
And it's something I know that many people have tried for generations. Let's talk about who's involved with Abantu Development Agency. Well,
Abantu Development Agency is founded by Bantu Mchiselwa. He's now based in Germany, and I'm involved with it, of course, as the project manager. We haven't found organizations or funders that have trusted what we're doing. I guess that's also because we're only starting. However, slowly but surely things are happening, and things right now are being done from the goodness of our hearts, from the emptiness of our pockets, and just from the love in our hearts that things will go right. And so slowly, surely, wherever we have a little cent to put in, we put it in. When we do ask, individual companies and all of that, they do come across, they do come through for us.
Some challenges. Obviously, this is not easy. I know that it's always great talking about the big picture, about the successes, but there are some challenges that you go through.
Challenges, of course, the great plight of unemployment means that you've got volunteers who are eventually expecting you to pay them at some point. So that's been a bit of a challenge. I think in the main, that's the biggest challenge. And of course, with the locations of the location of the particular school that we're working with being where it is, the safety is a challenge. Making sure that the kids are fed is a challenge. Making sure that they get home safely is a challenge. So there's a lot of challenges on the way, but I mean, they're not enough to stop us from the bigger picture.
It inspires you to go the next step. How can listeners help?
Well, right now what we're doing with the school is we're starting up a school radio club, school radio station, so to speak. They'll be starting off doing podcasts. We have got a mic for them. We've got a miniature, self put together recording studio there for us. Actually, one of Algoa FM's own star, Nyembezi, was a part of that as well. He went in to workshop the kids. So the learners were workshopped in storytelling skills, interviewing and all of that, and some were taught in basic engineering, sound engineering, how they can record each other themselves. And we've compiled 3 radio shows that they can start working around. They can start telling us what's happening in their community, what's happening at school, and what's happening in their classrooms and after school. And last year we had about 15 computers donated, so that they can also start being computer literate. But unfortunately, the teachers are not that computer literate, so they are unable to teach them. And that's far, because I'm currently doing a course called Talking Typing Teacher, which is for visually impaired people to learn to type on the computer. We've decided that we'll buy that
the program
for them, and that has its own costs. Of course, we really need help with that, getting them that program that must have a license to use for 30 people. And we also are in the drive to get dictionaries and thesauruses for them for each classroom in the school, because I mean our learners in the township are learning English second language, but they're writing exams in English first language. So that means they're disadvantaged when it comes to the end of the year. When it comes to matric exams, there's a disadvantage. So we're trying to bridge that gap by trying to improve on the language so that they can speak it on a first language basis, not ignoring that they also have their own mother tongues, of course.
To learn as well.
But to make sure that when it comes to exams, they can compete with the best and, stand against the rest.
We'll share all these details on algoafm.co.za. Leila, if people would like to get in touch, maybe help, how do they get hold of you?
I am available on my cell phone, dangerous, but it's 071 55 00362, and the email address is abantudevelopmentagency@gmail.com.
Leila, thanks for coming through this afternoon.
Thank you for having me, and so sorry for being late.
Nothing wrong with that. The message is still getting through. We'll share all the details online. We'll also share a link on our Facebook page.